हेलो एवरीवन, आप सभी का फिर से एक बार स्वागत है मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल में जिसका नाम है कॉमर्स ट्रेजर। सो वी आर गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू आवर डिस्कशन ऑन Q20 series in this video. I have already made 3 parts of this video. If you have not seen those parts, I am putting the link in the description as well as in the I button. Do watch those videos and let us start the next 20 questions without wasting much time. As per NOI, KE and KO would be equal to each other when DFL is. Now NOI stands for Net Operating Income Theory, which is one of the most popular theory of capital structure. NOI theory says that value of the firm is irrelevant to the capital structure. That is, it is irrelevant of how much debt you are using in your capital structure. KE stands for cost of equity and KO stands for overall cost of capital, and DFL stands for degree of financial leverage. So NOI theory, which was given by Professor Durant, says that more debt you invest in the company, risk in the company is going to be higher, therefore the returns expected by equity shareholders also are going to rise. That is, KD is always going to be constant in this case and KO is also going to be constant, but more the debt you are going to introduce into the business, KE is going to be higher. Therefore, KO and KE are going to be equal only when degree of financial leverage is 0. It means that when you have 0 debt, there is not going to be any higher risk. Therefore, KE and KO is going to be equal. An investor is considering two stocks with a correlation coefficient of -1. His investment portfolio will be optimum, suboptimal, both A and B, none of this. Now you have to remember, whenever there is a negative correlation between two securities, it is always optimum and good for investment. It means that whenever one security is under loss, if it is negatively correlated, another security is going to be under profit, and always for a better investment of portfolio, securities which are negatively correlated are selected for selection. A firm is said to be undervalued when Tobin's Q ratio is. Tobin's Q ratio is used to find out the undervalued firm. If the firm is undervalued, it is going to be bought by another company, and whenever the value of Tobin's Q ratio is less than 1, it is said to be an undervalued firm. So Tobin's Q ratio is computed using the following formula: market value of asset is divided by replacement cost of asset in the market. So whatever is the cost of replacement of the asset in the market is taken, and we also use the market value of equity as well as market value of debt, and we compute Q ratio, and if it is less than 1, then it is said to be an undervalued firm. If the critical value of Z test are plus or minus 1.96, the level of significance will be 10%, 5%, 3%, 1%. For a two-tailed Z test and the critical value is 5%, the value is going to be plus or minus 1.96. So correct answer is 5%. At 5%, the value for the left tail and right tail is going to be plus 1.96 and minus 1.96. If it is 10%, the value for two-tailed test is going to be plus or minus 1.65. For 1% level of significance, it is 2.58. If it is a one-tail test, that is, it may be a right-tail test or it may be a left-tail test, the critical value changes. So in this case, the critical value for 5% one-tail test is going to be plus or minus 1.645, and for 1%, the critical value is plus or minus 2.33. So all these things are very important from KSET as well as NET exam point of view. Remember all these critical values. Foreign exchange exposure is degree of sensitivity in home currency value, degree of variability in home currency value, both A and B, neither A and B. So the correct answer for this is option number A, that is degree of sensitivity. So whenever we have degree of sensitivity, it is exposure. Whenever there is degree of variability, it is called as foreign exchange risk. So the difference between risk and exposure is said to be degree of sensitivity, how much it is going to affect, and risk is how much less you are getting in the value, that is foreign exchange risk. Fisher's effect implies that inflation differential is equal to interest rate differential, inflation differential is equal to forward differential, interest differential is equal to forward differential, none of this. So Fisher's theory says that, or Fisher's effect says that inflation differential is equal to interest rate differential, that is IH minus IF is equal to RH minus RF. Most crucial step in marketing process is designing marketing strategy, creating customers delight, understanding customer needs and want, capturing value for customers. So right option is option number C, that is understanding the needs and want of the customer. So because now the present market is customer oriented market and customer is said to be king of the market, we have to understand what he needs and what he wants, and we have to make our production based on needs and wants of the customers. Setting lower price for new product to gain market share is known as skimming pricing policy, penetration pricing strategy, captive product pricing strategy, none of this. So whenever you are charging lesser prices initially to enter into the market, it is called as penetrating the market, and the price strategy is called as penetration pricing strategy. Skimming pricing strategy is nothing but you charge high price initially for the product, and then as the competitors enter into the product, you go on reducing the price. The best example for skimming pricing is electronic products. So initially, as they have more research and development expenses, they charge high for the product, and as it becomes a normal product and it has many competitors in the market, they reduce their price to compete in the market. Captive product pricing is also a very important type of strategy used in the market, wherein they charge less for the main product and charge more for the captive product. Now captive product is nothing but it is a product which is used along with the main product. For example, printer is an example of the main product, and cartridge or ink for the printer is an example of captive product. So printer you have to purchase only one time, but ink you need to go on purchasing again and again. So sometimes what happens is the cost of printer is going to be less, but the cost of ink and cartridge is going to be more, as it has to be purchased again and again. Profit of new product in its introduction stage is negative, continuously rising, higher, declining. So whenever there is a new product, the profit usually is negative or very low. Now this can be explained using the product life cycle. So this is how a product life cycle has the phases, and the profit, it starts initially negatively and then it rises, then it becomes stable and it goes on declining. So we can divide this product life cycle into different stages. The initial stage is called as introduction stage, wherein there will be lesser sales and negative profit. Then the second stage is called as growth stage, where the sales are also growing fast and profit is also rising continuously. Then the third stage is nothing but it is called as maturity stage. So in maturity stage, it will be peak sales for the company, and then it starts to saturate, which is called as saturation stage. There the profit is going to be higher, and at last when it shows decline, it is called as decline stage, and in this stage profit is going to be declining. Entrepreneurs would be best described as risk averse, risk rewarders, risk manager, risk loving. So entrepreneurs are best described as risk manager because they know how to manage different types of risk, starting from business risk, financial risk, political risk, bankruptcy risk, and so many other types of risk which are present in the market. Market diversification strategy of selling new product in new market, new product in old market, current product in new market, current product in current market. So market diversification strategy is nothing but selling a new product in a new market. Now you can see on the screen I have drawn a matrix where EP stands for existing product or current product, and EM stands for existing market or current market, and NP stands for new product, and NM stands for new market. Existing market and existing product is called as market penetration. So this is a strategy wherein you will be having existing product and you will be having an existing market. Whenever there is a new market, it is called as market development. So in market development, there will be existing product, but the market you are going to select will be a new market. Whenever there is a new product, it is called as product development. So in product development, there is going to be a new product, but the market which you are going to select will be the existing market. And whenever there is a new product and a new market, it is called as market diversification, which is asked in this particular question. So remember this matrix of market and the product. Dash are the resources that provide utility value to all other resources: men, materials, money, machinery. So always remember, men are the resources that provides utility to all other resources. If there are men, we have to use the materials. If there are men, we can use money properly. If there are proper men, we can use machinery properly. So men becomes the main among the resources, and then all other resources are also important, but men is the most important, which provides maximum utility to the value of resources. Who said the job of an entrepreneur is a creative destruction? So very simple, it was given by Joseph Schumpeter. If the nominal rate of interest is 12% and inflation rate is 5%, the rate of interest will be. Now Fisher's effect says that nominal rate is equal to 1 plus real rate into 1 plus inflation minus 1. Or the simplified version of this formula is nominal rate of return is equal to real rate of return plus inflation rate. So in this case, nominal rate is around 12%, real rate of return we do not know, and inflation rate is 5%. Therefore, the rate of interest is going to be 12 minus 5. It should be around 7%, which is not given in the option. Therefore, none of this is going to be the right answer for this question. The scale used to rank or order object is nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, ratio scale. So whenever you get the term order, it is always ordinal scale. Now ordinal scale is nothing but it is a scale which is used to measure order or sequence of a particular thing. For example, if I have to rate about what is the weather in a particular area, so I can say it is hot, it is hotter, or it is hottest among all other options. So this is called as ordinal scale, where there will be order, something like I can also place rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 up to rank n. Nominal scale is used for non-quantitative data, like if you have to find out total about how many of students are male or female in a class, you can make use of nominal data, which is going to be non-quantitative in nature. So yes no type of question, city in which they are living, all comes under nominal scale. Interval scale is nothing but it has certain intervals in which data is going to be measured. For example, if you have to find out what is the temperature of a particular city, you can have class intervals like -20 to 0, 0 to 10, 10 to 30 and so on. So this is called as interval scale. Likert scale, 5-point scale, all are example of interval scale, and it uses numerical values. And ratio scale is also like interval scale, but it does not has value less than 0. So it does not take negative values, only positive values will be taken. For example, if you are measuring the height of students, or if you want to measure the weight of students, all comes under ratio scale, which cannot be negative. Research essential for formulating the research problem is explorative research, descriptive research, causal research, all of this. So whenever you are doing a research for finding out the research problem, it is called as explorative research. Explorative research is also called as research for research. It means that whenever you have to find out on what topic you need to do a research, you first do a research which is called as explorative research. You explore the topic on which you have to do a research. Descriptive research is a research wherein you state the features or characteristic of a particular population under study. Causal research is nothing but whenever there are two variables, that is independent variable and dependent variable, and you do an experiment to find out the cause and effect relationship, then it is called as causal research. So all these types of research are very important, which are asked in paper 1 as well as in paper 2. When I'll start the series on paper 1, I'll explain you about all different types of research which are present. The right to share in profit of subsidiary is known as control right, cash flow right, voting right, none of this. So whenever you are finding out a right in profit of a subsidiary, it is always called as cash flow right. how much right you have on the cash of the subsidiary company. Control right is nothing but right or power to control. In simple, we can say what is your total control on the subsidiary, and cash flow right need not to be equal to the control right. Petroleum industry is an example of monopolistic competition, pure oligopoly, duopoly, differentiated oligopoly. So petroleum industry is an example of pure oligopoly wherein there will be similar products. The 4 categories of incentives are listed by International Labour Organization, International Labour Office, World Health Organization, none of the above. So the 4 different categories of incentives are given by International Labour Organization. Incentives have 4 categories. In one category you are going to get straight as per the piece rate system. The number of units you produce, you get amount based on that. In one more method you get based on time saved, which includes your Rowan's plans, Halsey's plans, Beodek's plan, etc. In the third category you are going to get based on your productivity, which includes high piece rate system. And in the fourth method you get based on differential piece rate system based on your productivity, in which Taylor's piece rate system, Merrick's plan, all this are included. So 4 categories are given by ILO, that is International Labour Organization. Who conducts the field review method? Peers, supervisors, subordinates, someone from the corporate office or HR department. Field review method is a method of performance appraisal, so wherein your performance is going to be appraised by an external person who is going to come from head office or from HR department, and they are going to evaluate you on the basis of your performance and the activities which they are going to conduct. So this concludes the 20 questions. If you have any doubts regarding to this question, you can comment me in the comment box, and if you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get a notification as soon as I upload a new video. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll meet again in another video.